Dominic Hasek even helped out. He reached out with his goal stick and rang the cymbals before they started their performance. And indeed, Dominic Hasek will be our Xerox starting goaltender for the Buffalo Sabres tonight. And of course, as my partner calls him, the most valuable player on the Buffalo team, and they'll be looking, his teammates will be looking for him to lead them into the promised land. And Ron Tugnut was announced yesterday as the Ottawa Senators starting netminder. And Damian Rhodes is also expected to play in this series. Keep in mind, in the playoffs, the two-referee system is back for every game. Kerry Fraser and Denny LaRue will be handling those responsibilities tonight, ably backed up by the linesman corps of Wayne Bonney and Jay Sharms.
Well, Michael Pekka is on the ice. Yashin is not. Now, Lindy Ruff told me earlier that he wanted to make some quick changes to see which way the opposing coach would go.
Schmelik trying to break it up, and it's going to be an offside. 5 seconds into this series. We've got our first whistle.
Well, some changes tonight for Lindy Ruff. And an agonizing decision. I talked to Lindy, as I mentioned. Joey Juneau scratched along with James Patrick, Jean-Luc Grandpierre, and Rob Ray. And he was really fighting that one. He said Rob Ray has been such a warrior for us all season. But he said over the last 14 games, our team 8 times have scored 1 goal. He said, I need as much offense in the lineup as I can get tonight.
And now, for only 5 seconds, the Sabres have made a change, and the Brown line is out. Brown with Grosek and Verada. Brown trying to hook it free. It's tapped in over the line by Nelson Emerson. Back in the corner, Zhitnik trying to scoop it free to Brown. Brown eases it to the blue line. Not out. Kept in by the Senators again. Jammed around behind the net. Schmelik squeezing out his check. Here's Emerson being bounced by Schmelik in the corner. It's jammed around on the other side. Verada booping heavily there with Redden. But the Senators keep it in. Put it out in front. Knocked down, flipped up ahead, not out. Ottawa holding it in. Here's Bonk with a shot right through the goal crease. Taken away by Grosek, spun it off the boards. York keeping it in. His shot gets knocked down, but he gets it again as Grosek took a run at him. Sent around to Verada. He failed to get it out. Sabres having difficulty getting the puck out. Now Hasek scoops it off to the side. And Schmelik slips one through center and into Ottawa territory. Buffalo making a change. Dackel will send it in. Dackel flipping it into the corner. McKee took a run at McEachern. Jammed around behind the net. Yashin trying to flip it in front. And Hasek sprawls and hangs on to it.
Well, Alexei Yashin is a superstar player for the Ottawa Senators. What Buffalo must be very aware is on the left side of the ice. In other words, always to the right of Dominic Hasek. And that's exactly where he came from on that most recent play. Tried to catch Dominic not prepared and bounce it in off his goal stick or his equipment, but Hasek was ready for it. Now you watch Yashin on the left side of the ice. That's where he loves to operate. He's a right-handed shot. He likes to come off the board, so he's always facing toward the goaltender, so either shoots or passes. The right side of the rink, you're not going to see him too much.
Pekka winning this draw to Warner. Red Warner takes a look. He'll just flip it out through center ice and back after it. Pitlick. Pitlick reeling it off the boards to the blue line. It got out over the line. Pekka breaks it up and dumped right back in again by Buffalo. Tugnut leaving it behind the net. Swung around to the boards, and Pekka finished his check and labeled Lokinen in the corner. Now Pitlick starting away. Up at center, Dackel will fire it to the corner. In there is Warner chipping it off the boards. Shatan squeezing it back to Warner again. Got it around to the other side, but not out. Senators keeping it in. Ward comes over it. He bumps along with Hossa in the corner. Down goes Hossa. It's scooped free to the blue line and swung out to center ice. Recovered again by Kravchuk. This uses the boards right onto Warner's stick. Both teams are trying to make a change here. Long pass is intercepted, brought right back in again, and a quick shot. That's right on as possible. Let it go, and Hasek will hang on to it, and we'll have another face-off coming up.
Well, some keys tonight for Buffalo, and actually for both teams. The Sabres must generate a forecheck against the Ottawa Senators. That is essential. They need to get some shots on goal and some scoring chances. Must eliminate turnovers in the neutral zone and at the Ottawa blue line. They just gave the puck away in the neutral zone. The 2-goal lead, critical for both teams in this series, and the special teams will be of utmost importance. I think if once a team scores the first goal and then scores the second one, with the way these teams play defense, I would be stunned if a team could score 3 goals to come back.
Here's Shannon trying to tie up Alfredson. Alfredson digs it free to Hossa, and he gives it away to Woolley. Woolley halting behind the net, now ducks away from Prospel's check, working it up the middle, Holzinger. And he can't get away, tipped back in the other direction, and stolen away by Woolley to Shannon. Shannon flips it back to Jason Woolley again. Woolley beats one and comes to the Ottawa line and over. Here's Woolley busting wide, flipped it right in front of the net. Tugnut fell, but it's worked around on the boards, and the Senators get it to center ice. Now brought back in by Hossa. Hossa just flipped the backhand that's handled by Hasek and given to Holzinger on the wing to Rasmussen. Rasmussen gains center. He sails one into the corner. Comes off the boards in there. Berg picking it up. They're going to rule this an icing against Buffalo.
Now, Buffalo did not make it to the center line. And so a faceoff coming up here to the left of Hasek. Erik Rasmussen playing his first playoff game tonight in the National Hockey League. We talked about the forecheck. Lindy Ruff was saying the most important guy on the forecheck will be our first man into the Ottawa zone. And he said that guy has to be immediately on top of the Ottawa defense to force them to hurry the play. Ottawa has probably the quickest and most mobile defense in the league.
There's a shot by Redden that's knocked down and goes to Cruz. Cruz gains center ice. He'll bank one in off York's leg. Redden after it. Barnes steps into him behind the net. Barnes tried to chop it free, set around on the boards, and squeezed all the way into Buffalo territory.
Well, there's the first guy into the zone, into the Ottawa zone. It was Stu Barnes, and nothing happened.
Van Allen just slashed Hasek and got away with it. Now the pass coming to center, went behind Cruz, taken away by Primo, slipping in over the line. Here's Primo, never got the shot away. Rebound, and Cruz couldn't pick it up. Worked around on the boards, to the line, not out. Barnes keeping it in. Barnes slid it right to the goal crease, and Cruz couldn't connect. Van Allen sends one all the way down the ice into the Buffalo end. No icing. Both teams are changing. Schmelik starting out. Schmelik gains center ice. Pokes it up ahead to Ward. He tried to drop it back, and it's taken away by Pekka. And Ward took a smack from Bonk. Worked back through the middle again and tipped in wide of the Buffalo net. Hasek hooking it off the boards to Verada. Verada taken out. Pekka goes in there, and now Ward starts away. Ward comes to center ice, and Sosa cut him off. Kravchuk turning for the Senators all the way back into the corner. Pekka chasing him around. Kravchuk trying to get it out of there. Can't do it. It's kept in by Buffalo. Here's Ward with it again. Took the long shot, went over top of the net. Warner moves up to hold it in. Got it into the corner to Verada. Verada swings it out in front, backhand scores! But Captain Michael Pekka on the backhand on the pass from Václav Verada. And Buffalo draws first blood in this series.
Well, Lindy Ruff makes a switch early. He goes back to Michael Pekka, Dixon Ward, and Václav Verada. And it all began with a pinch at the Ottawa blue line. He wants the Buffalo defense to be aggressive. Rhett Warner pinches in, kicks the puck back into the corner, and Verada, a nice pass to the front of the net, and Pekka wasted no time. A backhand shot that went between the legs of the goaltender. The quickness of the shot is what made that goal by Pekka. And the goaltender, Tugnut, was not set. And that is the Ottawa weakness, their goaltending.
We're 4.5 minutes into the opening period. Buffalo is in the lead. Brown trying to get away at center ice. Pumping there with McEachern. Chipped off the boards and sent up to Shatan. He'll bank one in. York back after it. In behind the net. Grosek got a piece of him, and it's sent away to Yashin. Coming in over the line. Here's Yashin with a shot, and that one is way up into the corral center. 15:06 to go here in the opening period. The captain has the Sabres in the lead.
Now the line of Stu Barnes along with Wayne Primo and Paul Cruz got things going in the forecheck for Buffalo. The Michael Pekka line came on the ice next and ended up scoring the goal off of a great pinch by Warner and a nice pass from behind the net.
Yashin with a quick shot. Hasek knocks that away. Got checked. It came right in front of the net. Oh, and just failing to connect was Dacko. Sent back into the corner. Hasek gets his stick back. Came out in front again. Yashin trying to knock it away. That's knocked down and chipped up on the wing to center ice. Sanderson sprints away. Sanderson's pass is clubbed back out to center again. Worked off the board. Senators come up with the puck on a delayed offside. York sliding it across ice. Well, it's gunned right back in. Steered off into the corner by Hossa. Zhitnik gave it to Pekka. He'll work it around to Verada, and it went all the way to center ice. And it's dumped right back in again, and now this is going to be called, and we've got a penalty coming up here, and it's going to go to Buffalo, I believe.
Now it's Verada who is going for knocking down the Ottawa player, Daniel Alfredson, right by the Buffalo bench. Cross-check from behind by Verada. Dominic Hasek ended up losing his stick, and I guess you're able to make contact with the goaltender, because that certainly happened. Sammy Salo, the Ottawa defenseman, ended up in front of the net harassing Dominic Hasek, but a cross-checking penalty is called. First penalty of the series, and a penalty that is deserved.
Well, earlier in the period, Sean Van Allen went sailing in front of Hasek and slashed him as he went by. That one eluded the notice of the officials, but now Ottawa with the man advantage. Salo.
Look for plenty of traffic in front of Hasek.
Salo starting away, got it up on the wing. Worked through center again, brought in over the line. Hossa brings it in, but Alfredson is way offside, and there's an Ottawa penalty to Alfredson for taking down Warner.
Right at the Buffalo line, as you mentioned, Rick. And Alfredson, according to the referee, and we have two of them, of course, and will have throughout the playoffs. That was Denny LaRue who made the call on Daniel. An interference penalty as Ottawa trying to set up, and Alfredson cruised across the line and ran into Warner. He's got to keep his head up. I don't think that was not intentional, certainly, but I mean, if you're going to cruise across the line like that, you have to look where you're going, and he didn't, and a penalty. And Buffalo sending out Holzinger and Shatan up front. Sabres striking first in this game. Michael Pekka scoring on a quick backhand shot. Brian Holzinger, one of the Buffalo players who hasn't scored in quite some time, March the 13th to be exact. But you know, you can take all the statistics you want. All the hasn't scored since this date or has scored so many goals. And in the playoffs, it means absolutely nothing.
Yeah, this is the second season, a new one, if you will.
Yashin on the ice. Now, what Jacques Martin likes to do is he likes to wait until the last second and then put his lineup out there, and that's what he did on this occasion.
Here's Shatan racing after it in the corner. Kravchuk squeezes him out, and Kravchuk comes up with the puck, but Shatan's right on him again. Kravchuk knocked down by Shatan. Kick into Woolley. Woolley going to swing it in front. Pick of the shot right on, and that's kicked away. Now the Senators to Yashin. Yashin gains center and spins one off into the corner. Back after it, Woolley. Scooped it in behind the net. Pekka worked it off the glass. Gnawed out. York keeping it in. York feeds it across. Redden works it in deep low. Cleared in front. Now back into the corner again. Yashin coming up with it. Yashin, cross-ice pass. Shatan takes it away. And Shatan darts back behind his own net. Each team a man short. Yashin holding it in. Got it back into Arvidsson. He took a shot. Hasek snares that one, and he'll hang on long enough for a face-off. Make sure to stop by the new meeting place during the playoffs, the Crossroads Pub. Crossroads Pub opened 2 hours prior to face-off. It's located in the pavilion-level party room featuring Buffalo food favorites and a full bar at the Crossroads Pub.
Now the Ottawa Senators ending up with a shot on goal because of a bad pass in the Buffalo end of the rink. Well, the face-off will take place to the right of Dominic Hasek. Foreside here. 57 seconds left in the penalty to Verada. And the Buffalo Sabres will go on a short power play. Probably not even worth mentioning.
14 seconds worth. Providing no other penalties are called in the interim. McEachern winning the draw. Back to Redden. The long shot. Ooh, that one deflected just wide of the net. Picked up by Sanderson, sliding around behind the goal, feeding it up ahead. Holzinger starting away. Holzinger tried to get it to Sanderson. That's broken up. Back comes McEachern again. McEachern hitting the Buffalo line. Leaves it for York. York cleared it in front. Was deflected wide of the net. Emerson wheels it around to McEachern in behind the net, trying to work it out in front. It's knocked down to Emerson again. Emerson feeds it back into the corner and leaves it to McEachern, tied up by Zhitnik. They wrestle. And play has now been called. And
there's a penalty coming up to Alex Zhitnik. He's going to the penalty box for taking down his check to the left of Dominik Hasek. 1-0 Buffalo. Critical time coming up here to Buffalo as Alex Zhitnik is sent to the box 2 minutes for holding as he took down Sean McEachern to the left of Hasek, and this means that the Senators have 4 skaters, Buffalo 3 skaters, face off to the left of Hasek. So it's essential from the Sabre point of view that they win the draw here. 24 seconds left in the penalty to Verada.
Pekka trying to kick it free, but it slipped back to the point. Kravchuk holding it into Yashin. Yashin looking in front of the net. Back to Kravchuk again. Kravchuk gives it off to Yashin. Yashin flipping it across ice. Quick shot. Hasek to save the rebound. Hasek grabs that one. He flipped it away to McKee, but the whistle had already gone. Blown by Kerry Fraser.
I've been watching Dominik Hasek particularly close in the last couple of weeks. You can tell when this guy is focused, and I haven't seen him like this in quite some time. Wonderful goaltending. First shot that he took off the chest, and then he stopped the rebound with his right skate. And Buffalo has to get in there a little quicker. That was Marcus Arvidsson, who was loose to the right of Hasek on the play. And he managed to get a shot with the loose puck. A third straight season with 30 victories for Dominik, and he looks sharp tonight again.
Pekka winning the draw on Warner, blasting it down the ice, and now Buffalo returns to full, or not to full strength, but they get Verada back, so each team a man short, and the Senators come away with Kravchuk's long shot. Hasek kicked that to the corner. Kravchuk feeds it into McEachern. McEachern spinning around on the boards. Now Ottawa back at full strength, stolen by Brown. Brown coming to center with 1:15 left in the Sabre penalty. Brown gets hooked down to the ice. No penalty called there. Senators coming back with a pass up on the wing. Hossa guiding it across to Alfredson, hitting the Buffalo line with the shot. Hasek scoops it away. Rebound went over top of the net. McKee chops it off the boards. Doesn't get it out. Redden then gives it away. And it's taken by Pekka and tapped down the ice, and he hustles to the bench on a change. Less than a minute to go in the Zhitnik penalty. Over 8 minutes gone by here in the opening period. Buffalo a 1-0 lead. Shannon comes over and lays out his check. Emerson jammed around behind the net. Holzinger trying to kick it free. He's tied up by Yashin. He'll jam in on the boards. Comes to Shannon. Didn't get it out. Ottawa keeping it in right in front of the net. Hasek shovels it away. Senators keep it in. Back to Redden. To the other side. Gun wide of the net. Shannon coming up with it in the corner. Falls. It's flipped around on the board. Senators keeping it in with the power play. Redden drops it up. Hossa with a shot gets knocked down. But Hossa recovers again for the Senators. Trying to poke it to the corner. That's knocked down and finally flipped down the ice by Shannon. 10 seconds remaining in the Buffalo penalty. Ottawa out shooting the Sabres 10-2 here in the first period, but Buffalo is the only goal. And now Woolley will spin it away, and Buffalo returns to full strength. All even again. Hit around on the boards. Warner tried to keep it in. It popped out to center ice, taken away by Primo, who rips it right back in again. That's left around behind the net. Swung to the other side. Rasmussen getting involved. Rasmussen keeping it in. Woolley the long shot. Knocked down. Verada took a whack at it, but it's taken away, and Pitlick gets it up on the wing. To center ice. Scooped in by Arvidsson to the corner. Woolley is there to knock it away. It's chopped back in again, kept in by Ottawa, stolen by Buffalo. Pass out to Rasmussen to Verada. Verada drilling one off into the corner. It caroms right back to Rasmussen, who keeps it in there. Tired by looking in around on the boards to the blue line. Schmelik holding it in. And the Senators recover halfway through the first period. Schmelik steering it up on the wing. Rasmussen takes a hit from Berg. Covering up for Buffalo is Zhitnik. Zhitnik flipping it high in the air, picked out of the air, and Buffalo's Brown going after it again. Now he takes a hit right in front of the Ottawa bench, and momentarily the lumber came up between Berg and Brown, and then they hacked at each other with their sticks as they were separating.
Now the Buffalo Sabres must attempt to stay out of the penalty box. They are the 4th most penalized team in the NHL during the regular season. They average 19 penalty minutes per game. The Ottawa Senators, the fewest penalty minutes, 10.9. Of course, Ottawa, I mentioned this earlier, Rick Dudley at the trade deadline did not trade for a tough physical player, which many people thought that he needed. His theory being that in the playoffs, fighting is obsolete, which it is.
Here's Zhitnik for Buffalo, swinging it across ice. Back it comes to Zhitnik again, and now called. This is a delayed offside.
Curtis Brown, Michael Grosek on the ice along with Miroslav Shatan. What Lindy was telling me, particularly with Shatan, I think it's obvious that Ottawa wants to try to match up against him, and in this particular case, they have the Gardner line, a checking line for the Senators. But if he plays him with Michael Pekka, that might, of course, get Shatan away from the checking line.
Woolley dropping it off at his own end. Shannon trying to gain the blue line, does. Back to Woolley, and it jumped over his stick. He'll have to chase after it. Hasek came out to knock it away. Not get it out, however. Grosek couldn't catch up with the puck as he and Berg collided. They jam in along the boards again. Gardner battling for it along with Woolley. They're still wrestling in the corner. Still battling away, and the puck continues to be moved, so no whistle. And they're still there. Now it comes back to the blue line to Salo. His long screen shot. Hasek comes up with it, and Hasek is going to hang on to it right there. 8:58 to go here in the opening period. Buffalo on top, 1-0.
Dominic Hasek, terrific here with 8:58 remaining in this opening period. 11 shots on goal, 11 saves. Buffalo, 2 shots on Tucknut. One of them went in the net. The only goal of the game by Michael Pekka. Stu Barnes, Primo, and Paul Cruz. This is a line earlier in this opening period that really got a forecheck going in the Ottawa zone. But they're against Yashin, McEachran, and Dackel. We'll see if Buffalo makes a change on the fly here. But they do have Zhitnik and Schmelik against the Yashin line. Of course, if you can't get the forward matchup, you can always get the D, and that's what they have.
Chop to the boards. Senators keeping it in. McEachran lost it, and it's poked back into the corner again. Barnes swings it around. Yashin held it in. Yashin going after it again to Dackel to Yashin. Yashin being bothered by Zhitnik, and it comes away to Cruz. Cruz with a pass that deflected to Schmelik. Schmelik gains the line, now turns inside his own zone and feeds it across to Cruz. Cruz to center ice, punching one in by York. Redden is back after it. Buffalo trying to hustle to make a change here. Up to Dackel on the wing. Dackel gives it to Yashin, coming in with a shot. Hasek makes the save. Verada guns it around on the glass and out to center ice. Salo feeds it in the other direction. That's picked up by Zhitnik. Got it up ahead for Verada. Verada and Pitlick chasing into the corner after it and bumping in there. Sent him behind the net. Now the Senators squeezing it to the blue line and out to center as Emerson got lined up by McKee. McKee's got the puck. He feeds it in over the line to Verada. Takes a shot right on. Tugnut kicked that away. Bonk coming up with it. Radek Bonk starting away for the Senators. To Lokinen, back for Bonk again. Bonk in over the line, took his shot, and Hasek reached out and snared that one. And now Bonk and McKee mix it up. And Warner gets in after Bonk. And if you remember the last game played in this building at the end of the season, Red Warner was hit from behind by Radek Bonk.
And you will not forget that. You can take that to the bank. But you don't want to do anything silly here. You want to pick your spots. And if Warner gets a good spot to put a good lick on Radek Bonk, he will certainly take it. One of the keys in this series for Buffalo will be the players who haven't scored in a while. Václav Verada, 30 games. His last goal was January the 18th. Curtis Brown hasn't scored for 23 games. His last goal, February the 24th. Stu Barnes is at 21 games. March the 3rd was when he last scored, and Holzinger hasn't scored for 16.
Here's McKee sending it to Warner behind the net, getting it up on the wing. Rasmussen with a pass, didn't get it out, but it slides back into the corner again. Emerson fires it at the net. That's taken away by the Sabres. Scoop, but not out again. Emerson, another shot, and goes off Hasek and out of play. And Buffalo guilty of not getting the puck out of their own end when they have the opportunity.
Yeah, they're not very good in their own end so far in this game. The first area of business if you're a winger or a centerman, actually, is get possession of the puck and then make the play. In other words, make sure you have possession. And oftentimes tonight, Sabres have not had possession. And they've not had a good time so far against the Senators trying to move the puck. This was Warner who just gave it away. And of course, that's what happens, though, when you're under pressure in the zone. And that's the whole theory behind forechecking. You want to hurry the opposition so they're not able to make that good pass. You want to panic them, and that's what the Senators have been doing so far here in the first.
Quick shot now. Karam's wide at the net. Picked up by Shatan. He can't reach it, however. Goes after it again. Spins it off the glass and out to center ice. York gave it away to Brown. Brown slides in. Takes a shot and rifled that one off the glass. Woolley tried to hold it in and jumped by him and went to center ice. Shannon getting it up ahead. Picked out of the air by Grosek, and he furthers it on. York coming up with it for the Senators, trying to shake Curtis Brown's check. Worked around on the boards. Ottawa bringing it out to center ice, and it's stolen back. Here's Shatan getting it over the line, and it got away from Grosek, and now play has been called as Crossbow is slow to get to his feet, and another penalty coming up to Buffalo. High sticking.
Now this is what they have to stop. This is going to really hurt them in this series, and we talked about the discipline. Michael Grosek is getting a high sticking penalty with 6:50 remaining in the period. Grosek made a good play in the neutral zone as he took the puck away from Crossbow and then actually knocked him down. And second thought, I'm not so sure he high sticked him on the play. But it's called, and it seems that the Sabre Hockey Club, the last month or two of the season, just didn't get away with anything, and that's happening here again tonight. And they're in penalty problems. Alexei Yashin, of course, is on the ice for the Ottawa Senators. Jacques Martin, his best power play. Well, he's their best player, but he also has 19 power play goals of his 44 on the power play.
Kravchuk for Ottawa, drilling one in, tipped off into the corner. Zhitnik the first one there, scoops it high in the air, but Kravchuk holding it in at the point. Got it into Dackel again. Zhitnik's all over him, spun back in the corner, and it's fired down the ice by Yashin. He tried to get it back to the point man, went right between Salo and Kravchuk. 6:25 to go in the opening period. Buffalo a 1-0 lead, but shorthanded for another minute and a half. Puck almost stolen by Pekka, but now Kravchuk gets away, slides it in over the Buffalo line, jammed to the corner. Barnes is there, and he banked it off a glove out to center ice. Salo collecting it. Sabres trying to make a change. So the Senators. Kravchuk drills one around on the glass, but a funny hawk came out in front. And Schmelik got it around on the boards, but not out. Kept in by the Senators. Knocked down right at the blue line, however, and scooped out by Barnes with a neat play. Kravchuk to Alfredson. Alfredson peels off. Got it back across to Kravchuk again. He'll send it in. Hasek holding it behind the net. Now scoops it in the other direction, trying to get it to Brown. Taken away by Hossa. Now Brown's got it again and feeds it down the ice. 40 seconds remaining in the Grosek penalty. Pugnut and the net now squeezes it up ahead. Redden starting back. Cross-ice pass to Proskal. Proskal got it in over the line. Left it there along the boards to Hossa. He got checked, came to the blue line, kept in. Here's a shot by Redden. He scores! Redden fires that one, catches the corner of the net. And on the power play, the Ottawa Senators have tied the game.
What a great shot by Wade Redden. I'll tell you, Red Warner, a bit of a gamble in front of the net. Instead of challenging the shooter, he took out the forward so Dominic Hasek could see the shot, and Wade Redden simply beat him with a great slap shot inside the post. Warner had an option. He could have just left the forward alone in front and challenged Redden, but decided that he would not, and Redden beats Hasek to tie it. 5:14 remaining in this opening period. A power play goal for Ottawa. And it was a beauty. Boy, Redden has one of the better shots on the Ottawa Senators, and he showed us a great power play goal on that one.
All even with a tad over 5 minutes to go in the opening period. Well, the last 3 times these teams played this season, that was all the scoring. 1-1.
Well, we know it's going to be higher than that tonight. 2-1 at least.
Woolley at his own line, trying to slide it ahead. It's knocked down, and the Senators scoop it to center, but taken right back again. The pass for Primo was in his skates. Cruz charging into the corner. Puts a run at Lokinen. Slipped around on the boards, and out to center ice it goes. Shannon feeds it up to Primo. Primo rifles one right back in again. That's left in behind the net. Tugnutt dropped it off, swung around on the boards, and the Senators get it out to center ice now. Gardner can't get anywhere. After it, Arvidsson. He gets to the Buffalo line. Verada breaks it up and back in. Oh, getting dumped back at center ice, and no penalty called there. Cruz got the legs scooped out from under him, but it's not a penalty. 1-1.
Welcome back to playoff hockey here at the Corral Center. Coming up in our first intermission, I'll talk to Ottawa forward Sean McEachran. We'll go back to Empire Studios, and Rick and Jim will have their analysis on this first. Upstairs to you, boys.
York slipping it into the Buffalo corner. Taken away by Schmeling. He'll get it around to Verada. Verada working his way through center. Kicked one in. Pekka and York racing in after it. They bump. Sent around by Redden. He got it up the middle, and the Senators start back again, trying to set up a 2-on-1. Yashin in over the line. Yashin will slide it into the corner. Zhitnik stepped into him. Verada knocked down his check. Zhitnik into the corner. Redden holding it in there. And back in now to Ottawa. Kept in by McEachran. Yashin right in front, and it's tipped wide by Dackel. And behind the net, jumped back to the point. Came out to the blue line. Not out. It's held in by York, and he goes after it again with another shot. Banked back to Redden. His long shot taken away by Pekka. Pekka swings it up at center ice to Zhitnik, and then he ran into Verada. And he cleared it in on his way down, and now heads off on a change. Ripped around on the boards. Rasmussen levels York. Rasmussen after it again, colliding with York. Sent across ice. Warner fires it in. Jammed around on the boards. Sanderson keeping it in there, poking it back into the corner. Holzinger couldn't get it. Back to McKee. McKee will feed it in down low to Rasmussen. Couldn't get it in front. That's knocked down. Rebound. Cleared away as Sanderson let it go. Out to center, Alfredson. He got knocked down. Holzinger trying to come up with the puck. Hossa slips it back into his own zone. Recovered by Salo, sending it to center ice, and Sanderson can't get anywhere. Alfredson bringing it back in again. Here's Alfredson trying to get away from Warner. Holzinger tapped it out to center. Racing after it, Shatan fighting off the check of Hossa. In over the line, left it for Holzinger. Banked around behind the net. Salo comes up with it for Ottawa. Salo swinging one up to center ice to Bonk. He'll leave it there. Emerson clearing it to the corner. Bonk nailed by Shannon. Now a shot by Emerson is taken away by Brown. Brown starting to center ice. He dribbles one in, trying to chase after it. Cutting on his way out of the net, but he put it right on the stick of Grosek. Back to Woolley. Woolley picked his shot. On the other side, Shannon, a blast is knocked down. It comes to center ice. Coming back now, tackled in over the line. Patterson trying to go in. Hasek makes the save, and he's got it. Hasek covers up before the puck could get anywhere else on a great opportunity by Arvidsson.
A play like that should never happen, though. Again, the Buffalo defense, Daryl Shannon gets a perfect pass from his defense partner, Jason Woolley, and shoots it right into the Ottawa forwards. And this has been a problem of Buffalo in, I would say, the last month or so of the season. I mean, you got to make sure that you get the puck by the forward. And Arvidsson, who's one of the fastest skaters on the Ottawa Hockey Club, just raced in on Hasek. And Hasek sprawled down to prevent another Ottawa goal. A face-off here with 2:08, but little things like that, that's a big thing. That puck has to get through. And if you're a defenseman and you're not certain of getting it through to the goaltender, then shoot it in the corner. "15 shots for the Senators, 3 for Buffalo. And one of our keys was for Buffalo to forecheck. That has not happened. It happened on 2 occasions that I can remember, on the line of Primo, Barnes, and Cruz, and then the line of Pekka, Verada, and Ward followed and ended up scoring the first goal of the game.
Schmeling swings it all the way around for Sanderson, and that ends up at center ice. Buffalo's in the midst of a quick change here. Jacko feeds it ahead, knocked down at the blue line. Schmeling scoops it over on the wing. Kravchuk to Salo. Salo through center ice. He's hit by Pekka, but he scooped it in anyway, and Schmelik comes up with it. Less than a pair of minutes remaining in the period. Schmelik out to Pekka. Cross-ice pass to Ward in over the line. Backhand straight on, and Tugnutt grabs that one and hangs on.
Sort of interesting coaches here tonight. Jacques Martin said this morning he's not going to be that concerned about matchups here tonight, and he's true to his word. He has not tried to keep Michael Pekka to any great extent away from Alexei Yashin. From time to time he tried, but if it wasn't there, it's better than keeping Yashin on the bench from Jacques Martin's point of view. Now, Lindy Ruff started this hockey game with Shatan on the wing. His thinking was, well, if I play Shatan and Pekka on the same line, then Ottawa, if they're really worried about Shatan, would counter with a checking line. Well, that hasn't happened. So they're really not checking Shatan. So Lindy Ruff goes back to Pekka, Virata, and Ward.
Lokinen slings it around on the boards. Berg taken out, but it ends up at center ice. Now ahead for Pekka, too far, and Pekka just flattened his check. Pitlick took a run at Pekka, and Pekka saw him coming and straightened him up and knocked him down, and Pitlick's all upset about that.
Yeah, not like that. Lance Pitlick, of course, probably the toughest player on the Ottawa Senators, at least back of the blue line. He's 5'11", 211, and Pekka, when he gets a chance to bump somebody or run into someone, he does not let them off the hook, and that happened, and he just dropped Pitlick outside the Ottawa line. Pitlick's trying to lobby the referee.
No, I'm trying to figure out why Lance is all upset.
Because he got knocked down.
Well,
That's why.
Goodness knows he's knocked down enough people in his day.
Including Michael Pekka.
Yeah.
I remember a couple of years ago in that playoff series where he laid a huge hit on Pekka.
He also gave Pat LaFontaine one of his concussions. The puck jammed around on the boards now. Senators can't get it out. A poke at it again. Zhitnik feeds it ahead. Primo to Sanderson. Sanderson to center ice. He couldn't get away. Ottawa bringing it back again. Broken up in over the line, however. And it's taken by Primo as Berg couldn't get anywhere. Sent out to center ice. Pitlick in his own zone. Now fires it up on the wing. Primo getting it back. Ran into Van Allen. Scooped ahead again. Less than a minute remaining in the period. Lokinen in the corner gets labeled. Buffalo keeping it in. It's dribbled in front of the net, and Sanderson can't reach it. Up to Hossa. Hossa to center ice. Nice play by McKee to break it up, but he feeds it to an open wing. Lokinen starting away. High in the air. McKee knocking it down and spins it out to the neutral zone. And back to Prospo. Prospo steering it around behind the Buffalo net. Warner and Alfredson to the boards together, battling for it. Alfredson trying to pry it free. Warner still tying him up in there. Brown comes over to help out. Prospo's got the puck, got it in front of the net. Back to Rudden, who keeps it in by sending it back behind the goal. Prospo's got it in the corner. Chipped off his stick, goes after it again. Left for Hossa. Hossa, that's by Brown, around behind the net. Hossa and Brown battling for the puck. Prospo comes up with it. Prospo looking in front of the net, and Warner takes it away off the glass, but not out. Another long shot deflected right on, and the buzzer ends the opening period of play here at the Corral Center.
Well, pretty impressive period by the Ottawa Senators, and an equally impressive period by Dominic Hasek. Buffalo wanted to score first. They did that as Pekka did the honors, but Wade Redden tied it on the power play. But from the Sabre point of view, one of our keys, don't turn the puck over in the neutral zone or at the Ottawa blue line. Well, that happened far too often. And Buffalo also had a very difficult time moving the puck from their own zone, and they did not forecheck Ottawa. As we check our Toyota statistics from the opening period, 16-4 shots on goal favoring the Senators. Face-offs, Ottawa winning 12, Buffalo 10, and scoring chances 11-4 in favor of the Senators.
Yeah, you might say the shots on goal don't concern you too much because we've seen that happen an awful lot of times, but the scoring opportunity certainly is not going to be something that sits very well as far as the Buffalo coaching staff is concerned as we go now to Danny Gare.
Well, thanks, Rick. I'm here with Ottawa forward Sean McEachern. And Sean, you're on the top line with Yashin and Dackel. You outshot the Sabres badly in that period, but what do you have to do to maybe beat the Dominator?
I don't know, maybe maybe get him off the ice. He's a great goalie, and we're used to playing against him like this. This is how all the games go, so it's nothing new for us. We're just going to be patient and try to keep getting shots on net. You
know, you lead this team with 71 playoff games experience. You've got some rookies in the lineup. What do you say to them in their first game?
Well, you just tell them to relax, but our rookies are pretty damn good, and even young guys have had playoff experience, and they're really playing well right now.
You got the shaved head last year. You had the beards. Hopefully that'll give you some good fortune.
I'm just ending the suspense. I was losing it anyways.
Well, thanks for your time, Sean.
Thank you.
Upstairs to you, Rick.
Sean McEachern with Danny Gare as the first period is now in the history books of these National Hockey League playoffs, with the Buffalo Sabres getting on the board first, but Ottawa coming back on the power play to tie it up, and then Magnus Arvidsson had a huge opportunity. Guess who was there to foil him once again?
Well, the matchup tonight, Michael Pekka against Alexei Yashin. Yashin on the ice for 8 shifts. Pekka was there for 7 of them, and Curtis Brown had Yashin for the other. But we mentioned Jacques Martin is not concerned about this matchup. He starts, as an example, though, the second period with Yashin on the bench. And what Buffalo will do at first chance is to make a line change. Jacques will do it at times. This is one of those times.
Zhitnik. Tip it up on the wing does for Verada. Verada charging into the corner. Watched by Redden. They bank into the boards. It's sent around on the other side to York. York flipped it to the line. Didn't get it out. Redden tracks it down again. Redden drops it off in the corner. Ward, the first one there, spun it right beside the net. Jam back into the corner again. Verada doing the forechecking. Gets it to Pekka. Pekka swinging around. Takes a shot. Took up the save, and he covers up with Ward camped right there.
Well, an excellent shift to start this second period. Buffalo did not make the line change. Pekka, Verada, Ward stayed on the ice. And Buffalo forced 2 turnovers in the Ottawa zone as the defense gave the puck away. Radek Bonk lost it behind the net. And the Sabres, Michael Pekka just gunning the puck on goal. And Dixon Ward did a good job of trying to screen the goaltender. I watched Ron Tugnutt this morning when Ottawa worked out. He's not very big. He's 5'10", 165 pounds. And he had a very difficult time seeing screen shots this morning as they were putting it back to the point and standing in front of their goaltender. And he did not do well with it. And that's what Buffalo has to do. Get some traffic in front of him.
Schmelik trying to hold it in, but it's scooped away to center and charging after it. Dackel in over the line. Dackel taken out by Schmelik behind the net. Zhitnik trying to pry it free and does. Squeezing it ahead. Shatan uses the boards. Out to center. Racing after it. Grosek could fail to get there in time. Recovered by the Senators and worked across ice. Shatan takes it away. Back for Zhitnik. Got it up on the wing. It'll be slipped into the corner past Kravchuk. Brown charges in there along with Kravchuk. Brown comes up with the puck. Brown looking in front. Around to Shatan in the corner. Shatan spinning around. Here's Shatan still with the puck. Shatan in front of Brown. The shot, and that deflected away. Kept in by Buffalo, and now Tugnutt hangs on to it.
And Buffalo coming out here in the second period looking like a much sharper hockey team. And Miroslav Shatan, Curtis Brown, and Michael Grosek managed to get the Senators running around in the zone. I mentioned how important the forecheck is. Buffalo getting in quickly, and that's the key to Ottawa. And the Senators that time, Shatan forcing the turnover in the corner, and Buffalo working the puck around. That was Kravchuk who ended up giving it away. And Brown with the one-time shot had the puck glance off a skate in front.
Here's Sanderson, quick shot right on. Tugnutt kicked that away. Warner winds up. He blasted one, hit somebody beside the net. Tucked back into the corner. Warner broke his stick. Sabres keeping it in. Sanderson, the shot, he flicked right on. And Tugnutt has to cover up again. And in the first minute and a half of this second period, the Sabres have been pinning the Senators in their own end.
Well, that's part of the game plan for Buffalo. Brian Holsinger with a quick pass back to Sanderson. His shot actually glanced off of Lokinen in front of the net, and then sort of bounced harmlessly to the goaltender who held on. And they'll face it off again to the left of Ron Tugnutt. Prospo will take the draw against Holsinger. In the second, Buffalo 3 shots on goal, Senators no shots. Sabres outshot 16-4 in the opening period, but we're tied 1-1.
Pitlick sending it around on the boards. That'll end up at center ice. Well, it's fed right back in again, but Barnes is trapped in there. That'll be offside Buffalo.
Lindy Ruff has taken Stu Barnes and put him up here with Brian Holsinger and Jeff Sanderson. Barnes played that first period with Primo and Paul Cruz. see Buffalo sending out Primo now with Cruz and Erik Rasmussen. So he's taken Rasmussen off the Holzinger line and put him with Primo. Ottawa's a team that does play at 4 lines extensively, and that's why I think we'll see a lot of the Primo line tonight. And Wayne Primo is playing some of his best hockey down the stretch for Buffalo.
Pitlick feeding one through the middle. It's going to go all the way down to Hasek. He smokes it off the glass, but Crossbow keeps it in there. Crossbow after it again. Get it in front of the net. Alfredsson couldn't connect. Pitlick's shot deflected in behind the goal. Alfredsson quick to jump on it. Alfredsson drops it off in the corner again. Fed in front and taken away by Warner. Warner using the boards to center. Lokinen got it back to Hossa to Crossbow, and he's belted by Warner. McKee collecting the puck. To Rhett Warner. Up on the wing for Rasmussen. Too far for him. Jammed back through the middle again. Now stolen away by Cruz. Cruz tapping one in. York going after it in the corner. York stops beside the net. Headed up on the wing, not out. Woolley kept it in. Long shot wide of the net. Sent around on the boards. Cruz stepping into Redden. Out at center ice. Scoop right back in again by Shannon. He gets checked. Woolley is there to cover up for Buffalo, swinging it across ice. Brown can't get away. Here come the Senators in over the line. The shot right on. Hasek to save the rebound. Hasek covers that one up as Van Allen was looking for it.
Now Buffalo turning the puck over in the neutral zone. And I'm sure Lindy Ruff is saying, get the puck going ahead of you. If there's not a play to be made, shoot the puck in the zone. And Buffalo, it was Michael Grosek trying to make the play to Curtis Brown. And that just didn't work. Ottawa has had it covered, and the turnover occurred, and they are just a team that will feast off of plays like that. Dominic Hasek with a stand-up save. He took the shot off the chest. Face-off here to the left of the Buffalo goaltender. Curtis Brown to take it against Yashin. So Yashin, 2 shifts here in the second period, 2 shifts against Curtis Brown.
Senators keeping it in. York's long shot finds the window, and it's cleared around on the boards and scooped out through center ice. It'll bobble its way back down to York. Buffalo making a change. Pekka holding it in. Pekka trying to get away from Yashin. They fight for it in the corner. Grosek goes flying over there, but taken away to McEachern to center. McEachern to the Buffalo line and over with a shot that Hasek handles and gives to Zhitnik. Zhitnik swings it off the boards. Not out. Salo's long shot ends up in the corner of the rink. Scooped around into the corner. Dackel holding it into McEachern. McEachern turns, got it out in front, and Shatan takes it away. Shatan slipping it ahead. Here's Zhitnik curling in over the line, taking his shot, and that one's off the glass. Grosek trying to catch up with it, so is Schmelik. It ends up out at center ice, and then Grosek mixing it up along with Arvidsson. And they are separated. 16:21 to go here in the second period. This one is all even at 1.
Michael Grosek has taken another penalty. Now the first penalty he took of the game, I really didn't think he deserved. This one he definitely deserved, as he ends up getting the stick up on Arvidsson at the Buffalo bench. And Grosek sat in the penalty box the last time. The Ottawa Senators tied the scores. Wade Redden beat Dominic Hasek on a slap shot.
Warner's got it at center ice, tried to scoop it ahead, gets it again to Ward, and he'll flip it in. It'll dribble its way all the way to Tubman. Ottawa to bring it back. Kravchuk out to center. Warner got it back to McKee. McKee rings one down the ice. Tubman trying to slow it down in the corner. Ward couldn't get there in time. Around to Prospel. Got it out to center ice, and the Senators. Alfredsson spinning around, hitting the Buffalo line and over to Prospel again. Prospel left it for Hossa. He'll work it down low into the corner. Prospel gets tied up by Ward, and Ward to Pekka. Pekka lots of time, flips it down the ice and heads off on a change. 1:15 to go in the Buffalo penalty. 1-1 early here in the second period of game number 1 of the best-of-7 series. Pass through the middle to McEachern. He hits the Buffalo line. Checked by Holzinger, but he dropped it off to Yashin. Yashin scooping it behind the net. McEachern now to Dacko. Dacko holding it in. Head back to Redden. Over on the other side it goes. A long shot. Knocked down by Holzinger, but he can't get it out. He lost his stick. Ottawa keeping it in. Back to the point. Over it comes to Redden. Trying to clear it in front. Broken up by Zhitnik, and Holzinger scooped it to the blue line. Didn't get it out. But Zhitnik willed at center. Redden back after it again, leaving it there, and it's tipped to Dacko. Dacko looking for an open man. Got it into Emerson. Emerson swinging his way into the corner. Knocked down by Schmeller. Zhitnik coming up with the puck. Zhitnik behind the net. Steers it around to Holzinger. Can't get it out. Emerson holding it in. Over on the other side it goes to Redden. He'll steer it into the corner. 15 seconds left in the penalty and taken away by Holzinger, but he doesn't get it out. Back it comes to Redden. A little long shot. Hasek handles that one, and he's going to hang on to it.
Now that's a shift that Brian Holzinger, I think, would rather forget. Is he ended up, first of all, making a pretty good play early in the penalty kill to block the shot from the point, but a stick was knocked out of his hand, and then he ended up giving the puck away twice in the Buffalo zone with chances to clear it. And it just didn't happen. And you just, in this league, cannot continue to give teams like Ottawa second and third tries in your own zone. And that's what's happening. But so far, they haven't been able to convert this power play to their advantage. 9 seconds in Grosic's penalty. Face-off here to the right of Hasek.
Bonk against Barnes in the face-off area. Bonk swings it back to Lokinen. Lokinen tapping one across ice to York. York then gets checked. It's around on the boards, but the Senators keep it in as Buffalo returns to full strength. Barnes trying to get it to center ice to Grosek coming out of the box. And back in the other direction, it ends up in the Buffalo end. McKee is back there. Approaching 6 minutes of the second period. McKee starting out, denied by Bonk, goes back behind the net, down to Warner. Warner feeds it, can't get it out, goes after it again to McKee, up to Sanderson. Sanderson comes through center. He'll spin it in over the line. Lokinen cleared it. Here's Barnes. Brown backhand over top of the net. McKee keeping it in. Penalty coming up to Ottawa. Jammed around on the boards again. Swung back into the corner, and now the Senators will be shorthanded.
Yeah, Jeff Sanderson was taken down in front of the Ottawa net. A holding call against Ottawa. But there was an example, though. Jeff Sanderson in the neutral zone, just shooting the puck into the zone, into the Ottawa end, and not giving it away. And the Senators on the play end up taking a penalty. It was a high scoop in the air. It was misplayed by the Ottawa defenseman Lokinen. And actually Curtis Brown ended up with a scoring chance. And Jeff Sanderson was knocked down in the crease area. The penalty is assessed to Radek Bonk. And Buffalo with a chance on the power play with a face-out to the left of Ron Tugnut. Pekka, Shatan, Curtis Brown up front, Woolley, Zhitnik on the point. Buffalo's first chance with the man advantage.
Now it's kept off the boards and down the ice. First full opportunity anyway, I think, right, wasn't it? Oh, didn't have a chance. I thought they had a 30-second power play or something.
They ended up taking a penalty on the play, I think, to the one you're referring to. And that gave Ottawa that 4-on-3 advantage.
Right. Now it's offside at the Ottawa line.
Now Michael Pekka opened the scoring in tonight's hockey game for Buffalo on a backhand shot to the legs of Tugnut. Now Lindy Ruff is talking to him today. Pekka just relishes an assignment, Lindy was saying. And of course his assignment is to play against Alexei Yashin. The only Buffalo player to play in all 82 games this year.
Now Sanderson is out on one point, Woolley on the other.
Of course, with Jeff Sanderson, you can always count on him back there to shoot the puck, and that's what they want from him.
Woolley will smoke it in. Bird kicking at it. Sanderson kept it in, jammed it back into the corner. Pekka trying to jump on the puck, but Berg got it around on the boards and out to center. Shatan being chased to Woolley. Woolley clearing it right back in again. Van Allen tried to get a piece of him. It ends up going to center ice. Sanderson up with it. Across to Woolley. Has to play it off the boards. Ottawa now changing. Jason Woolley swings it ahead for Brown. Brown to Woolley again. Punches it in over the line, but it's cleared out to center. Arvidsson going after it. Arvidsson leaves it back there. Emerson got it in over the line. Worked back into the corner. Kravchuk gets taken out. Woolley trying to jam it away and does around to Shatan. Less than a minute remaining in the Senators' penalty. Shatan leaves it to Sanderson. Sanderson hitting the Ottawa line, spins it off into the corner. Woolley trying to catch up with it, but the Senators will get it. Can't get it out. Brown keeping it in. Back to the point. Knocked down and fed down the ice finally by Arvidsson.
Now, Buffalo just making bad selections here, both on their passes and on their shoot-ins.
Zhitnik slipping it behind the net. He took a hit from Van Allen. Berg went flying in there to take a run at Pekka and failed to connect. Shannon starting it out to center ice. Grosek twisting one off into the corner. Berg catching up with it first. Off the glass, not out. Shannon keeping it in. He'll drop it back. Spun around on the boards by Barnes. They all battled for it there. 10 seconds remaining in the penalty, and the Senators clear it away. Hasek for Zhitnik as Ottawa returns to full strength. Zhitnik starting out. He gave it away to Yashin. Yashin brings it in over the line. Took his shot, and it's blocked by Shannon. Booked around behind the goal. Primo got tripped up back there. Primo with a second effort pries it free. Up on the wing to Barnes. Barnes hitting center ice and drilling one in off the glass. Grosek holding it in by scooping it in the other direction. Barnes trying to come up with it again as he bumps with Kravchuk, and now play has been called, and we're going to get another penalty coming up here. 1-1 in the second.
Well, now Michael Grosek has a hat trick tonight. 3 penalties. As he gets caught for high sticking, you got to stick up. And of course, the referees have established that they're not going to let you get away with too much. That was Jason York who took the high stick.
Ward trying to catch up with it now. It's cleared to center ice. Warner to McKee. He flipped it, hit the linesman, but it goes down the ice anyway. 9 minutes have gone by here in the second period. A 1-1 tie. Kravchuk eases it ahead. Salo will chip it in. Comes all the way around on the boards. Pekka took it away. Got it to the other side, but Salo is there to hold it in. Salo dropping it off to Dackel. Here's Yashin trying to feed it in front, broken up by McKee. Yashin's got it again. Yashin took another shot. He hit McKee. McEachern charging after it. Kravchuk attempting to hold it in. Pekka picked it out of the air, but got knocked down. Hasek worked it behind the net. Ward failed to get it out. Salo keeping it in. Spins it off now to Yashin. Yashin, top of the circle. Got it in beside the net. Back past to Yashin. It came all the way back to Kravchuk. Kravchuk, Salo, a blast right on, and Hasek's got that one. And McKee is mixing it up with McEachern.
Remember we talked earlier about Alexei Yashin just loves to set up on his off wing to the right of the goaltender. And that's what all this was about. And he is absolutely dangerous when he gets over in that area of the rink. Dominic Hasek unequaled in his lateral movement, unequaled in his concentrating on the puck, and unequaled on giving up very few loose pucks or rebounds. On that, those watching on television, we just saw how Hasek's body absorbed that shot coming in. And if a goaltender is tense and not relaxed, what happens is his body is like that. The puck hits him and then bounces away from him. And that's when goals are scored on rebounds and loose pucks.
Senators still have the man advantage. A minute left in the penalty. Cleared in front of the net, and Schmelik sends it the rest of the way down the ice.
That time Wade Redden guilty of not getting the puck through. That was a very poor play by Redden, who doesn't make many poor plays.
Redden works it up ahead now. Alfredson will whip one in. Hasek couldn't pick it out of the air. It skips around on the boards. Prospel keeping it in there. Zhitnik trying to tie him up. Hossa pries it free in the corner. Marian Hossa leaves it for Prospel. Prospel hanging on to the puck to Hossa, looking in front of the net, and he gave it away to Brown, and Brown uses the boards to send it down the ice with 25 seconds remaining in the penalty. And the Sabres make another quick change. Holzinger coming out with Shatan. Redden gets to center. He'll flip one into the corner. Prospel going after it. Shifting after him and unloads on him heavily. Back in behind the net. Hossa chasing after it. To the point. York alone shot. Deflected wide of the net. Alfredson taken off the play by Schmelik, but it comes back to York. He took another shot that didn't get through, and the Sabres are back at full strength. Holzinger starting away, gets it up to Shatan in over the line. Here's Shatan trying to feed it in front, and it bounced right to Tugnut, and then Grosek ran into Tugnut, and that almost caused more problems. And it may yet. They're still grappling in front of the net.
Buffalo end up shooting the puck in the net. They are claiming that the puck was loose, that the whistle should not have blown. Tugnut had no idea where the puck was. And Buffalo ended up shoveling it into the net, but the whistle clearly had been tooted before the puck crossed the goal line. But a dangerous rush. Grosek had just come out of the penalty box. Shatan, his backhand puck went off a skate, and Tugnut covered up for enough time. Let's listen on this. Now the puck, or the whistle clearly went before the puck was shot into the net, but that puck wasn't exactly frozen hard against the goaltender. But the faceoff will be outside the Ottawa blue line. 9:07 left here in the second period. Michael Pekka scored the opening goal for Buffalo. Wade Redden tied it on the power play for the Ottawa Senators. Here in the second period, Buffalo putting together a much more solid period. Ottawa with 4 shots on goal, Buffalo with 3. The Sabres have, killed 2 penalties here in the second period.
There's something on the ice down at the Buffalo end of the building, and Dominik Hasek is pointing into the crowd. The referee, Kerry Fraser, went back to pick it up, whatever it was.
It's like a piece of glass or something, doesn't it?
Well, they were looking around to see if it belonged to...
Might be one of the clips that holds the glass together. Seamless glass here at the Corral Center.
Well, why wouldn't they replace it then?
I don't know.
The case?
Yeah. You'd think that they would have to.
Primo and Bonk. Primo winning the face-off, and Shannon sails it in. Pitlick's got it in the corner. Up by Cruz, but swung around on the boards. Rasmussen couldn't catch up with it, and it fed to Bonk at center. Bonk dumping it in. Left back there for Woolley. Got it around on the glass and by everybody, but apparently it deflected off Pitlick. There's no icing.
There's that hard around. Well, now
Well, there's a penalty called behind the play, I believe, as Jason Woolley has a bit of a problem. 1-1 here in the second.
Buffalo on the power play now as Gartner gets a slash or high stick on Jason Woolley. And face-off is to the right of Ron Tugnut. 2 minutes for slashing. We're tied 1-1. Buffalo with a chance to go ahead here on the power play.
Brown trying to kick it free, and does. Woolley shifts it one-timer, and he smoked it wide. Rebound, right in front. Here's Brown, scores! Curtis Brown was wiped out after he scored the goal on the power play to give Buffalo a 2-1 lead as the Sabres strike quickly with the man advantage.
Well, there's one of the players that has been slumping for Buffalo. Curtis Brown was in the worst slump of all. He hadn't scored since February the 24th. And what a dandy this is. The importance of winning faceoffs. Buffalo out fighting Ottawa. Pekka along with Curtis Brown doing the job. And then no coverage in front of the net by Ottawa. Very uncharacteristic. And Tugnut could not come up with a big save as he commits himself too soon. And Curtis Brown, talk about upstairs where Mama hides the cookies. Up underneath the crossbar. 2-1. A power play goal for Buffalo. What a shot by Brown. Top corner.
And for the second time in the game, Buffalo has the lead, despite being outshot 21-8 to this point. Lokkonen. Now at center ice, getting it up to Hossa. He got squeezed out. Schmelik trying to knock it free. Finally dumped in by Pekka, and Buffalo hustling to make the quick change. Lokkonen. And a pass ahead to Hossa, but that'll be a 2-line effort, and it's coming back.
Now Curtis Brown scores. Michael Pekka. Alexei Zhipnik draw the assists. And we go back to one of our keys tonight was the 2-goal lead. And Buffalo go up by 2 here and make it 3-1. That was certainly a key to this series. First goal, as I mentioned, since February the 24th. What a better time to do it than in the playoffs. First game of the 1999 Stanley Cup playoffs. Pekka, along with Stu Barnes now, and Holzinger, or I beg your pardon, Sanderson up front.
Tipped high in the air through center. Here come the Senators in over the line. Sanderson back to break up the play, and Schmelik takes it away. Schmelik now can't get it out. Crossbow keeping it in. Schmelik lost his stick. He came in front of the net. Husa get flattened and a penalty, but Buffalo cross-checking.
I'll tell you though, I mean, Ottawa, Richard Schmelik was just pulled down to the ice as he skated, or tried to skate the puck from the zone. That caused the turnover, and then Buffalo ends up taking a penalty. I thought there should have been one called on the Ottawa player for taking Schmelik down. I mean, that's Alex Zipnik is now stopping, or Rhett Warner, I beg your pardon, to chat with Harry Fraser, but it's Sanderson who knocked his check down from behind. And Senators again on the power play here with 8:01 to play in the second period. Just before that, I thought Sanderson made an excellent back-checking play into the Buffalo zone. Cross-checking is called. Face-off will take place to the left of Dominik Hasek. Buffalo taking the lead 2-1 on the goal by Curtis Brown on the power play.
Not surprisingly, Yashin is out on the face-off against Pekka. 8 minutes to go here in the second period. Took down the ace immediately as Dankel missed the point man Salo. Sammy Salo collecting it now for the Senators, and a penalty coming up to Pekka. He slashed Yashin behind the play. Cleared around on the boards. Buffalo is 2 men short.
And Pekka's not arguing. He's going right now. He is. Oh, this is a 2-minute slashing penalty. And I mentioned the Buffalo Sabres just do not get away with anything. And
well, you're not going to get away when there's 2 referees either.
no, that's right. And, that's what we're going to have tonight and throughout the playoffs. So what a chance for Ottawa. They had a 4-on-3 earlier in the period. And now they have a 5-on-3. Pekka just hacked at Yashin, had a word with him, and is sent to the penalty box. So this is huge here. 1:42 remaining in Sanderson's penalty.
Buffalo will be hard pressed to maintain the 2-1 lead.
Jacques Martin knows how important this one is. If Buffalo can kill this off, of course, oftentimes the team that is killing the penalty is the team, if they can accomplish that of not allowing a goal, they're the team that gains momentum. 14 penalty minutes for Buffalo, only 6 for Ottawa.
Ottawa keeping it in. Kravchuk back into the corner, now held across to Kravchuk again. Kravchuk works it down low. Yashin looking in front. It's blocked by McKee. Gets it back again. Yashin still with the puck. Warner chopping away at him, but Yashin gives it to Kravchuk. Takes a shot. That'll deflect wide of the net. Salo moves up to hold it in there. Ottawa 2-man advantage. Back to Kravchuk. Yashin blasts it wide of the net. And that ends up going right out of play.
Well, this isn't very impressive from Ottawa's point of view. As Yashin, I think the faceoff is going to be outside also. The puck hit the glass and then caromed up into the crowd. I mentioned the Senators need traffic in front of Hasek. They haven't been able to do that on the power play. Daniel Alfredsson, really one of the Senators who did not have a good year this year. There were very few of those, but for Daniel, one of the problems that he had was injuries. With his lowest goal total in 4 years, just 11 goals in 58 games. So the faceoff is outside the blue line. Outside the Buffalo line. Holzinger will take the draw against Yashin.
Slides back to center ice. Kravchuk comes up with it, working it across ice. Salo leaving it to Kravchuk again. To the Buffalo line and over. Drops it back. Yashin keeping it in. To Emerson. Emerson hanging on to the puck now to Kravchuk. Over to Emerson. Kravchuk. One-timer, he fired it wide. Rebound right beside the net. Hasek grabbed a hold of it long enough. And now McEachern and Zipnik. And they all pile in there again.
Dominik Hasek, so cool. He was out of position momentarily. Many goaltenders would panic, thinking, I got to get back, I got to get back. And he just calmly knew exactly how much time he had and got his left pad in position to make sure a goal wasn't scored. The Senators working the puck around again. I did not think they did a good job in front of the Buffalo goaltender. Hasek just calmly laying that left pad or the left skate on the ice, knowing that he had the corner covered. Dominic Hasek so aware of where the puck is, and because of his incredible agility and flexibility, he's able to do things that other goaltenders only dream of. He has been brilliant here tonight.
Yashin stays out there. Brown trying to come up with the puck, and he does! Tapping it down the ice. 45 seconds left in the first Buffalo penalty. Emerson swinging back in his own end. Hits it up ahead. Albertson getting in over the line, working it down low, looking in front of the net. Got it around to Yashin on the other side. Back to Redden now. Redden to Yashin, top of the circle. Back to Redden, takes the shot. That deflected wide of the net. Hasek got knocked down. Back it comes to Redden again. He got it to Emerson. Emerson being challenged. Rolls it around again. Into Yashin. Yashin looking in front of the net. Jams it right in front. And it's cleared off to the boards. Redden comes up with it. Redden holding it in there for Ottawa. Swings it down low. Hossa behind the net. Yashin tried to get it in front. Jammed around on the boards again. Back to Emerson. On the other side. Getting the shot right on. Hasek to save. The rebound goes wide. Buffalo one man short. After it is Brown in the corner trying to tie up the puck to get a whistle. He gets knocked out. It's chopped around on the boards. Yashin. No, he loses it. And it's taken away by Sanderson to center ice. Sanderson drills a shot and fires it just wide of the net. Buffalo making a change as the Sabres return to full strength. Well, it's tapped around on the board. Pekka went flying in there. Back into Barnes. Oh, and it's cleared off into the corner. After it, Barnes again. Had it in behind the net. Pekka trying to catch up with it. Crossbow pries it free and gives it to McEachern. Out at center, taken right back by Buffalo to Schmelik. Schmelik rips one in. That's tipped around on the boards. Ward charging after it to keep it in there, but it's scooped free out to center ice. Knocked down for Zhitnik and McEachern going after it. And McEachern could have got one for diving there. Here's Barnes sending it through center. Taken back by Kravchuk. Kravchuk works it ahead. Zhitnik took a run at Dackel. At the center ice again. Coming away, Zhitnik. Zhitnik gaining the Ottawa line. Swings it in over the line as he bounces off Kravchuk. After it in the corner, Barnes, and another penalty to Buffalo. Stu Barnes will go. And it's a steady parade to the penalty box for Buffalo Sabres here in the second period.
Welcome back to Ottawa. 4:52 left here in the second. Sabres lead 2-1, but after a big kill here, coming up in our second intermission, I'll talk to Curtis Brown. We'll go back to Empire Studios, and Rick and Jim will have their analysis. Up to you guys.
Now, Buffalo kills off a two-man disadvantage, limiting to Ottawa to only 2 shots on goal, and now Stu Barnes is in the box.
McEachern feeding one into the corner. McKee after it. He got hold off the puck. Warner sending it around on the other side. Ward tipping that one down the ice. Salo back after it, being tracked by Pekka. 4.5 minutes to go here in the second period. Yashin trying to get the center. Shatan stole it away. Takes the shot, and Tubnut kicked that away. Now racing in after it, and keeping it in there was Holzinger. Finally, McEachern starts out. McEachern hitting center ice, scooping it in wide of the net. Hasek came way to the net. It's poked around on the boards again. Schmelik trying to tie it up, works it around to Zhitnik. Zhitnik drills it off the glass, but not out. Yes, he did. It came out, knocked back in again. That's an offside.
Now the referees tonight, Kerry Fraser and Denny LaRue, just calling everything tonight. Most pairings during the regular season, the 2 referees were between veterans and rookies, but that's not the case now. There are 16 referees finalists for the first round of the playoffs, and they'll cut down to 14 referees for the semifinals, 10 in the conference finals, and then 5 referees will work the Stanley Cup. And if the referees have established if you're going to commit an infraction, you're going to the penalty box. And if you're a player down on that ice, you have to honor that. And the Sabres are not honoring it.
You better not sneeze.
No, well, that's true. It's pretty delicate out there also, but the Sabres have been undisciplined.
A minute to go in this current penalty. It's stuffed into the corner. Albertson after it. Zhitnik after him. Bounced around on the boards, picked up now, but not out. Rasmussen can't get it out. Ottawa keeping it in. Back it comes to Redden. He works it across to Emerson. It came out over the line. Redden feeding it to Alfredson. Alfredson got it in front, and Prospel couldn't connect. Prospel jams it behind the net to Hossa. Hossa to Prospel again, turning back into the corner. Works it back to Emerson. To Prospel once again, keeping it in there. Got it down low. Hossa to Emerson, over to Redden. Redden floats one in front. That's knocked down, and it's tipped out to center ice. 15 seconds to go, and now a penalty to Ottawa. This is really turning out to be a little bit of a joke. It doesn't really matter now. I mean, it's nitpicking time.
Well, the point is, though, they made it a point to call everything. Yeah. So now they have to continue. And at least they're being consistent. But again, this Wade Redden has to get the puck through, and he didn't do it. He got to have an opportunity back at the left point. And how many times have I mentioned this tonight? That defenseman has to do something better with the puck. Wade Redden didn't. He ends up taking the hooking penalty on Curtis Brown. So in 16 seconds, Buffalo will go on the power play.
Now, I'm not going to absolve the players of any guilt here, but I think at some point you have to reach a point where you say, well, wait a minute, I know the officials don't want to dictate the outcome of a game, but unfortunately by calling all these penalties, they may be.
That's very possible. They certainly have been very much involved in this game up to this point.
And most of them have been deserved. I'm not saying that, but I just think a couple were awfully iffy.
Sure were. There's no question. Buffalo 2-1 penalty minutes. 16 minutes in penalties. The Senators with 8.
Shannon catching up with it behind the net, getting it around to Shatan. Back it goes for Shannon again. Buffalo in no hurry here, waiting to get back to full strength. Woolley to center ice, sliding it across to Shatan. It bumps away from him, and the Sabres are back at full strength. Buffalo keeping it in. Lokinen trying to come up with it, and he got it around to York. Works it off the boards. Woolley unable to keep it in. Scooped out to center onto Shannon's stick. Shannon fires it across to Shatan. He banks it up ahead. Woolley will steer one in. Tugnut holding it behind the net to York. Around on the boards again, and that one went right out of play. 1:20 left in the Ottawa penalty to Redden. 1:28 to go in the second period.
As I mentioned, the Ottawa goaltending, I think, is their weak point, even though Ron Tugnut has had marvelous statistics this year. As an example, he has faced only 1,055 shots, whereas Dominic Hasek almost 1,900 shots. The backup goaltender, Damien Rhodes, Jacques Martin told us this morning that he would be seeing action in this series. Both players won 22 games this year. Now, Ron Tugnut does not handle the puck well. Buffalo is trying these shoot-ins around the glass. It's not working. Why not try putting it in on the goaltender and making him handle it?
Barnes kicks it back, but it ends up going to center ice, and Woolley got swept under by Van Allen. Shatan leaving it back there for Zhitnik. Zhitnik tipping it to Barnes. Barnes hitting center and drilling one in as he bumps with Van Allen. Pekka let it slide. It's hooked back into the corner again. Kravchuk taken out, but the Senators will get it and blast it right back down the ice. Less than a minute remaining in the power play. Out to Barnes at center ice. He scoops it ahead to Shatan. In over the line, Shatan looking in front of the net. Right in front, and Pekka couldn't connect. Now Gardner zipping it down the ice. Zhitnik to come up with it for Buffalo with a half-minute to go in the Redden penalty. Less than 2 minutes remaining in the second, a 2-1 Buffalo lead. Schmeling rips one in. Tugnut slowed it down. Lokinen in the corner. He feeds it and finds an opening and back down the ice.
Yeah, again, that shoot-in along the boards and up high in the glass is not working for Buffalo. You've got to change things up when things are not working.
Shannon starts away. Shannon will scoop it off into the corner now. Grosek going in there, trying to keep it in. Holzinger took a bump, and it's taken away now by the Senators. Lokinen can't get it out. That's knocked down at the blue line and finally fired through center as Ottawa returns to full strength. Shannon turning again, swings up to Brown. 1 minute remaining in the period. Brown hitting the Ottawa line, trying to catch up with it. Kravchuk after it along with Brown. They'll go to the boards together. Pried free by Grosek in front. Warner couldn't get his shot on. Ottawa bringing it back. Salo's long pass at center to Yashin. Yashin in over the line. Yashin trying to clear it in front. Hasek makes the save. Rebound out in front. It's gone wide of the net. Here's Hasek without a goal stick. Poked back into the corner. Primo trying to come up with a puck. Went right to Yashin behind the net again. He's watched by McKee. Grosek went after Yashin. Grosek comes up with a puck. Clears it out to center ice. Now it's tipped back to Emerson again. Emerson a back pass to Kravchuk. He'll just fire it in. Hasek leaving it back there for McKee. McKee's swinging around behind his own net. A dozen seconds remaining in the period. Warner using the boards to send it to center. Picked up there and brought right back in again by York. York's backhand is cleared in behind the net. York after it again hit the back of the net, knocked it off its moorings with a half second remaining in the period.
And the face-off, Dominic Hasek is coming out of the net. He thinks that the period has ended and now just realizes that he's going to have to go back there for a half second.
Playoff tickets for games 3, 4, and 6 are now on sale. For tickets, visit Fantastics at any Tops Friendly Markets location and the Marine Midland Arena box office, or you can call toll-free 1-888-223-6000.
Now from Ottawa's point of view, you put a right-hand shot in here and shoot it towards the net.
Why don't you pull your goaltender?
And pull your goaltender.
By a half second. I mean, if they start the clock at the gift go, you're going to have to be a heck of a shot, I'll tell you that.
That would truly be quick as a wink.
I'm not even sure the puck was dropped, but the horn went anyway.
It fell out of his hand, but what another excellent period for Dominic Hasek. And of course, the key to that period was obviously the go-ahead goal by Buffalo's Curtis Brown on the power play, but Buffalo with a 2 men down, killing it off in fine style as the Ottawa Senators really did not even threaten Dominic Hasek when they enjoyed the 2-man advantage. So our Toyota statistics after 40 minutes here at the Corral Center look this way: 24 shots for the Senators, 9 for Buffalo. Face-offs, Senators 29 wins, Buffalo 19, and the scoring chances 15 for Ottawa and 10 for Buffalo.
Well, the Sabres scored the first goal of the game, of course, but then Ottawa came back on a power play to tie it before the first period was over, about 10 minutes after Buffalo had taken the lead. And then here in the second period, it's Curtis Brown who answers the Senators' power play goal in kind by being left alone in front of the net and zipping it upstairs on the top shelf. And found Mama's cookies. And let's go down to Danny Gare.
Well, thanks, Rick. I'm here with Mike Peck instead of Curtis Brown. And Mike, a big play on that power play goal by Curtis Brown. Talk a little bit about that.
Well, the big thing was there's a scrum off the draw, and we were able to get that and control it. And one of the things we wanted to work on, and thing that was going to be open if we won the faceoff, was a D-to-D point shot. And we got a good bounce off the wall, and Curtis gave me a big yell. He was alone in front of the net, and he made a great finish on it.
Yeah, he did make a great finish right up top. One of the things that the Sabres are having trouble with is staying out of that penalty box. What do you have to do here in this third?
Well, we just got to keep our mouths shut. I mean, right from the start, we were voicing our opinion a little too aggressively, and the referees don't appreciate that. And sometimes I want to give it to you a little bit more if they have the opportunity. But all penalties were deserved, and we just got to do a better job and play under control.
Thanks, Michael.
Right, Danny.
Rick?
Michael Pekka with the first goal of the game here tonight to put Buffalo on the board and at least into the lead at that point in time where the Sabres are still sitting. And one of the reasons they're still sitting in the lead is because of the Dominator who foils the Ottawa captain Alexei Yashin.
Now Lindy Ruff starting Michael Pekka here in the third period. And the coach Jacques Martin is elected to go with the Radek-Bonk line. Sabres and Senators, both excellent third period teams. Ottawa outscoring their opponents 84-55. 2-1 Buffalo as this third period is about to start.
With the penalty boxes empty. Emerson. Othered by Pekka. York has it now. Jason York through center, scooping it ahead to Bonk. He'll tap it into the corner. Schmelik there first, around on the boards to Ward. Didn't get it out. York the shot, deflected right on rebound. Emerson backhand. Hasek to save another rebound. Knocked out in front of the net, and Pekka clears the zone. Nobody in the Buffalo net, and Pekka got it out of there. Senators bringing it back again. Worked in over the line. Left right there. Verada takes out Emerson. Ward starting back. Ward in over the line. Ward clears it cross ice. Warner couldn't catch up with it. Jammed back behind the net. It's left for Verada. Verada twisting around again. Drops it off to McKee. Will hold it in. McKee working down low. Trying to kick away at the puck in the corner. They'll jam in there. Senators come up with it. Slipped ahead. Emerson can't get anywhere. Verada took it back. Verada leaving it for Grosek. Now to McKee. Whoop ahead and too far for Brown. Fired off the boards, and it's carried all the way down the ice into the Buffalo end. This is coming back icing. Our independent health save of the game. Independent health quality coverage you can depend on. And it's the captain, Michael Pekka, who comes up with the save after Dominik Hasek got caught out of the net in an attempt to make a save, and Pekka came sailing across, blocked it, and then cleared the zone.
And that's covering up for your goaltender. Michael Pekka did it beautifully on the play. The Senators, of course, their game plan is to get the puck in the Buffalo zone. As soon as the period was underway, they accomplished that. They wanted to score early. They did not accomplish that.
Ottawa controlling the play and sending it out to center ice. Zhitnik coming back with it. Zhitnik got it up on the wing to Shatan, and he is held up. Slides in behind the net. Kravchuk firing it around on the boards. Deflected by Dackel through center. Pekka swings it off the glass in the other direction. Here's Shatan racing in there, so Tugnutt comes out to play it. Grosek a long shot, steered in behind the net. Pekka trying to keep it in, chopped it down again. Salo takes it away. Grosek charging after it for Schmelik. Schmelik banks it into the corner, got it into Shatan, tied up by Kravchuk. Schmelik works it to Pekka. Pekka takes a hit from Salo. It's drilled around on the boards, and Zhitnik unable to keep it in. Back at center ice, he'll give it to Shatan, scooping it to Grosek. Grosek tapping it in and now heading off on a change. Shatan chasing after Pitlick behind the net. Shatan still digging away in there, and it's finally swung around on the boards and dribbled back into the Buffalo zone. Hasek for McKee, watched by Hossa. McKee, cross-ice pass to Warner, out at center to Sanderson. He'll flip it in. Left in behind the net. Tugnutt got checked. Holzinger didn't see it. It was locked up in his skates. Now Pride free with Sanderson turning. Sanderson drops it off to Holzinger. Trying to track it down in the corner, and does. Back to McKee at the point. McKee flipped it in. Lokinen takes it away. Lokinen guiding it ahead to Hossa. He is checked by Holzinger, who can't get anywhere. It's punched off the boards to Alfredson. Well, scooped ahead. McKee knocking it down, but Foskell chops it in anyway, and Warner gets it back. 3 minutes gone here in the third period. Sanderson has it taken away. Up back in over the line. Van Allen gets taken out. And they'll poke at it on the boards and steer it away to Primo. Primo gaining center ice. He flips it in over the line and pulls his way into the corner. Ottawa coming up with a puck, and Cruz almost stole it. Now the pass by York. That's a two-liner. It's coming back on the upside. Buffalo sitting on top, a 1-goal lead.
Okay, get a load of the old timer.
That there is the legendary Radio Robert.
Who?
20 years ago, he was unstoppable. Had a slap shot you could hear but could not see, hence the nickname Radio.
Yeah, well, they can call him Rusty Robert now. Hey, Rusty!
Don't say it, Tony.
Still got that shot, Tin Man? Let's see it! Punk.
Hey, maybe you should be a goalie, Tony. Tony?
During Adventure 99, buy a Dodge Dakota and Dodge will give you a $1,000 cash allowance. Or you can choose a vacation package worth up to $1,800 at the new Universal Studios Islands of Adventure theme park in Orlando, Florida. It's the adventure of a lifetime. And we have the rides to prove it. See the friendly Dodge dealer near you.
Well, the matchup tonight, Alexei Yashin has had a total of 16 shifts. 12 of those have been against Michael Pekka, 4 against Curtis Brown. And Jacques Martin, as we mentioned earlier, likes to wait until the last second to make a line change. And just before the commercial timeout expired, He sent Yashin over the boards. We'll see if Buffalo makes a change. It's Primo, Cruz, and Rasmussen, and there they go to the bench.
They hustle off immediately, and Sabres get the matchup they want. Yashin scooping it ahead. Dackel gets taken out, and it goes to Zhitnik in the corner. Flipped it around to Ward. Ward didn't get it out. Yashin keeping it in with a long shot wide of the net. Pekka picks it up. Out to Ward at center, and he couldn't flag it down. York now swings it out to Yashin. Yashin hitting the Buffalo line and over. Zhitnik trying to watch him. It goes back into the corner. Schmelik comes over on Dackel. Schmelik knocks it free. Yashin in behind the net. He's taken out. They all wrestle in behind the goal. Dackel comes up with the puck. Got it out in front. McEachern, his shot blocked by Pekka. Taken away by Schmelik. Schmelik for Ward. Ward didn't get it out. He's challenged, and it's finally scooped, but it hits Schmelik and dribbles to the line, but still not out. Now it comes to center ice. Redden is back to give it to York. York curling around back in front of his own net. Both teams are doing some changing here. Brought in over the line by Arvidsson. Arvidsson leaving it there. Here's Bonk cutting in with a shot. Blocked by Schmelik. Bonk then scoops it behind the net, and Zhitnik jumps on it. Zhitnik, he gets checked from behind and rolled in front. Schmelik knocked it away, but not out. Kept in there by Bonk again. Here's Bonk taking it in behind the goal. Emerson comes up with the puck. Emerson back to Kravchuk, takes his shot. Krajcik the save, and it's drilled off the board, scooped to the blue line, and finally out to center ice. Brown trying to catch up with it, can't do it. Ottawa getting it back, working it up to Arvidsson again. He'll flip one in. Shannon knocking it down. Up on the wing to Woolley. Woolley scooping one high in the air. Prospel going after it. Banked off the boards. Brown ducked away from a check, but in so doing, went in on the offside.
Well, now's not the time to get sloppy in your own zone, and Buffalo just did that for about 30 seconds. Jacques Martin elected to take his club to a resort for a couple of days before the playoffs opened. Watched the morning skate, and this team, his team, looked very uptight. There was no laughing, there was no smiling, no talking. It was a very tense morning workout. Buffalo Sabres, on the other hand, Lindy Ruff took his hockey team for a walk. They walked the Rideau Canal for about a half an hour, and they did not come to the ice rink here to skate.
Just two different approaches to open up the playoffs. Alfredson sending it through center. Here's Lokkonen doing one. Hatching to save the rebound. And it's cleared away again. To the blue line. Chopped back along the boards. Holzinger got it out at center to Sanderson. He twists around. Sanderson the pass to Holzinger. Working his way in over the line. Took a quick shot. Couldn't get a piece of that. Kept in there by Barnes to Holzinger in the corner. He gets nailed by Pitnick, who got off his feet to hit Holzinger. It's scooped around on the boards again and cleared right back in by Buffalo, and this is going to be an offside Buffalo.
It certainly appeared that Lance Picklick leapt at Brian Holzinger inside the zone. And Picklick is built like an oak tree, a small oak tree at 5'11", 211 pounds. And I think he just knocked the wind out of Holzinger. Well, Dominic Hasek, close call moments ago, but sure, Picklick jumped at Brian Holzinger, left his skates. I thought that was supposed to be a penalty, but Dominic Hasek had a tough time handling a long shot, and then that incredible positioning and agility. While he was out of position, he made a save with the right pad, just kicked the puck away. 14:04 left in regulation. Brian Holzinger is trying to regain his breath at the Buffalo bench, and a face-off here to the left of Hasek. Lance Picklick is one of those guys that you just hate to play against because he's a fellow that can hurt you when he hits you. Holzinger, maybe he hurt his hand or his wrist. Maybe that's what it was. I thought he had the wind knocked out of him, and it could have been both. What's going on here? Jacques Martin into a heated discussion with the referee, Denny Leroux. It must be over a line change. I'm sure that's what it is.
I think Jacques wants to play. He's ready to get out on the ice.
Yeah. I see Jacques wanted to send Yashin's line onto the ice. Leroux did not allow it. Remember, we again go back to the point that Jacques is very slow and deliberate when he changes lines. That time he didn't do it quick enough. He wanted him against the Primo line here for this faceoff. He wanted Yashin out there.
There's a change on the fly then if he wants it now. Crossbow against Primo for the draw. Primo lost the draw, and it's fired around on the boards to the blue line, held in by Ottawa. Jammed back behind the net. Crossbow got it out in front, but it comes to center ice, and Rasmussen couldn't catch up with it. Taken back by the Senators to Alfredson. Alfredson, look out! Here comes McKee trying to line him up. Here's Alfredson, a shot! And that one went off the crossbar and out of play.
Oh boy, Daniel Alfredson. Here's one of the, of course, when you talk to Ottawa, they say one thing. Well, on Dominik Hasek, we want to shoot from everywhere. We want to get people in front of them. We've heard that all season. Daniel Alfredson's the only guy that really said something. He said, when you go in on Dominik Hasek on a 2-on-1, you have to shoot the puck high. No one comes across better than Dominik. When a goaltender does that, he comes across low. And there was an example that wasn't a 2-on-1, but Dominik Hasek was down on the play, and Alfredson tried to put it up over top of him and ended up hitting the crossbar. Boy, that was a very close play. Alfredson had the right idea, but just could not turn it into a goal. He had 7 goals in last year's playoffs to lead the Ottawa Senators.
Pekka winning the draw from Gardner. It slides to the corner. Schmelik can't get it out. Gardner took a shot that ends up behind the net on Verada's stick. Verada just blasts it all the way down the ice. I don't know what the heck that was all about, because that's going to result in a face-off in the Buffalo end.
13:27 to go in regulation. 2-1 Buffalo. Let's go to tonight's Xerox Fast Fact. April the 21st, 1997. Dixon Ward scores with 20 seconds left in regulation. Buffalo defeats Ottawa 3-2 in Game 3 of the Eastern Conference. And I remember this goal. Dying seconds. Richard Schmelik moving in from his point position, and Dixon Ward picked up a loose puck just off the goal crease and fired it in. Buffalo eventually, of course, went on to win that series in 7 games. And Ron Tugnut was the goalie for Game 7.
Whipped into the corner. After it, Arvidsson to leave it behind the net for Emerson. Round on the boards again. Ottawa keeping it in. Now Ward takes it away. Ward scoots it across to Schmelik. He loses control. Pekka picks it up. He'll dump it in and head off on a change with his teammates. 7 minutes have passed by here in the third period. Dumped away. Emerson flipping it in over the line. Collected by Schmelik behind the net. Schmelik got it up on the wing, and that deflection goes down the ice. There will not be an icing call, however. Kravchuk going back after it. Kravchuk wheels a pass to center ice. Arvidsson getting in over the line. Arvidsson dropped it back. Kravchuk the shot right on, and it's cleared away by Hasek. Getting it up ahead to Warner. Warner whipping one in wide of the net. Tugnut flips it up on the wing to Dackel. Dackel will hook it off the boards and get it as far as center ice. Pekka breaks it up and knocks it back in on a delayed offside, but Dackel clears the zone. McEachern gives it away to Warner. That's chipped in over the line. Salo knocking it down. Salo flipped it up on the wing, and it's scooped off into the Buffalo zone. McEachern trying to come up with a puck. Got it, came right out in front of the net. Up to the side, and a shot by York goes wide. Swung back to Redden, keeping it in there. Redden dumps it off into the corner. Warner scooping it around behind the net. Ward charging after it. He flips it out. And the Senators will have to go back.
Boy, that was a great play by Dixon Ward. He hustled over to get that puck up along the boards and then just dumped it out to the neutral zone.
Here comes Yashin, 3-on-2 to York. Back to Yashin again. Took the shot. Hasek the save. And the net is wiped out. And Hasek is really upset.
And a penalty coming up to Buffalo. A penalty coming up to Buffalo as Marian Hossa was knocked into the goalpost. And when we return, the Senators again on the power play. Senators will now try for the 9th time tonight on the power plays. Dixon Ward's in the penalty box for ramming Marian Hossa into the net or into the goalpost. Hossa appears to be okay, but a face-off to the left of Hasek. 2-1 Buffalo, 11:40 remaining in regulation.
Shipnick trying to tie up his check. Crossbow got it back to Emerson. To Crossbow, hit the lines, but Crossbow's got it. Wheels it into the corner to Hossa. Hossa turned around by Zhitnik, but still has possession of the puck. Get it around on the boards. Prospol back to the point. Emerson. Emerson to Prospol again. Prospol hanging on to the puck. Trying to work it down low. Prospol drops it up in the corner, and it's broken up, and Brown sends it down the ice. Tugnut comes up to clear it out. Sabres changing up front. Emerson bringing it back in over the line. Boy, was that ugly. That was a double dipper on the offside.
And it was on the far side of the ice, too. Who was that? That was Prospol. Was totally faked out on the play. And a face-off will be outside the Buffalo blue line with 11:07 remaining in regulation. 2-1 Buffalo. Jacques Martin, his hockey club, has not performed well on the power play. They scored when they had the man advantage, I believe, for the first time. And since then, the Sabres have shut them down, including a 4-on-3 and a 5-on-3.
Kravchuk blisters one in. Hasek slows it down in there. Taken away by McKee to Warner in the corner. Warner flipped it on the boards. Got it up to Pekka. Pekka at center ice, just rolling it down the ice. 1:10 left in Ward's penalty. Ottawa's Salo wheels it right through the middle again. Tipped in over the line for Dacko, but taken away by McKee. And McKee blasts it off the boards and all the way down to Tugnut. Less than a minute to go on the penalty. Back comes Salo. He'll rip it in. It's tipped into the corner, kept in there by Ottawa. Swung in behind the net over to Yashin. Yashin looking to set up the play. Banked it back behind the net again. Gets it right back to the point. Salo shot. He flicks this wide of the net. Taken by Alfredson in the corner. Alfredson got it in front. Salo shot right up. Hasek makes the save. He just robbed Yashin blind. Oh, Lordy, call a cop. He robbed him. Back comes Ottawa's Alfredson, getting in over the line again. Digging to the corner. Zhitnik tying him up. Yashin holding it in. Swings it in behind the net again. They work it around on the board. 15 seconds to go on the penalty. Zhitnik bumping in the corner along with Yashin. It's cleared across ice. Kept in by the Senators. Scooped back in by Kravchuk. Hasek comes out to break up the play. They jam in the corner once more. Still battling for the puck. Claim it on the boards again. Kravchuk keeping it in. Buffalo back at full strength. Spun around behind the goal. Zhitnik comes up with it. Tried to fire it out. Can't do it. Kept in there by Arvidsson. Arvidsson works it behind the net. Here's a shot right in front. That's taken away. Ward starting back. Ward gaining center ice now to the Ottawa line and over to Becker Smellick, and he couldn't connect. Lokinen comes up with a puck as Ward was taken out of the play. Here's Yashin charging after it. Yashin watched by Woolley. Yashin after it again. Lokinen drills a shot right on. Hasek's got that and hangs on to it. And don't mess around with the Buffalo goaltender or you're going to get into a lot of trouble.
Tell you what, Dominik Hasek is on another planet tonight. I mean, I could not believe that he stopped Alexei Zhitnik or Alexei Yashin. Yashin all by himself. It was a wonderful play. And Dominik Hasek somehow, being out of position, put the paddle of his stick on the ice. He was going to the left. His right arm came back with his goal stick in it, and he made the save of the game on Alexei Yashin. I mean, that was absolutely unbelievable. Because I saw the whole play develop up here, and I said, there's no way that Hasek can make the save. Unbelievable goaltending.
9:10 remaining, third period. Buffalo up by 1. Being outshot 35-11. Senators keep it in from the faceoff. It's tucked to the corner, but Shannon takes it away. Shannon spins it to center ice. Verada got run over by Lokinen from behind. Pitlick got it to center. That's tapped off into the Buffalo corner. Shannon after it again. Swings around to Verada. Verada bumping with Hossa in the corner. Hossa comes up with a puck. Verada works him over and knocks him off it. Now cleared back to the blue line. Kicked back in by Ottawa again. Hossa keeping it in to Emerson. Knocked away by Shannon behind the net. Ottawa keeping the puck in there again. Hooked around on the boards. Back it goes to Emerson. Recovered by Buffalo. Swung to the blue line. Not out. Grosek finally got it by Pitlick and down the ice. No icing. Both teams charging to their benches to make a change. Ottawa bringing it back in. McEachern. Good shot right on. And there's Hasek again. No! McEachern took a swing at Hasek, and that's going to cause problems. Hasek had the puck in his glove. Play had been called. The whistle had gone, and McEachern chucked him.
Jay McKee quickly grabbed Sean McEachran and wrestled him to the ice. And we'll sort this out when we return from this commercial break. Well, the difference in the hockey game, Dominic Hasek, 35 saves tonight on 36 shots. Ron Tucknut, 9 saves on 11 shots. And 2 players in the penalty box. Hasek had made the save in the left glove. McEachran went by him and slashed at the left glove. Jay McKee then grabbed McEachran, and they're both in the penalty box. And a face-off again in the Buffalo zone to the left of Hasek. I tell you, the Ottawa speed, though, is so superior. Lindy Ruff was talking about 10 days ago. Somebody asked him, made the remark that Buffalo is the fastest team in the league, and he said no. He said, we're second. We're second to Ottawa. He said they have more speed.
Dropping it off in the corner, taken by Woolley. Woolley leaving it there, and now Warner out to Shatan. Shatan to the Ottawa line, back for Pekka again. Pekka will tap it around behind the net with 8 minutes to go here in the third period. Shatan doing the forechecking, steals the puck away to Pekka. Back for Shatan. Shatan trying to get free of Redden. Got it to Pekka. He guides it across ice. Warner jumped up into the play, but it ends up in behind the net. Shatan unable to steal it away. Senators get it, banking it off the boards. All the way to center ice. Pekka comes over and wipes out Arvidsson. Now it slides to an open wing. Redden coming up with the puck. Redden for York. Back to Redden again, almost taken away. Now it comes to Yashin, 2-on-2. Yashin gets in over the line. Yashin being chased by Zhitnik, who took him out of the play. Sabres start back. Pekka coming through center. Left it there to Zhitnik. He gets into Ottawa territory. Zhitnik checked in the corner by Kravchuk. Worked off the boards, kept in by Buffalo again. And Pekka the shot. That's blocked the rebound. Shot wide of the net. Recovered by Kravchuk. Kravchuk swings it to Bonk. Bonk guiding it through center ice. Gets a return pass. Brings it in over the Buffalo line. Taking a shot. Hasek knocks it away to Schmelik. Schmelik off the boards. Not out. Salo keeping it in. Hasek will now give this one to Zhitnik behind the net. Less than 7 minutes remaining in the third period. Schmelik attempting to gain center. He does as he's nailed by Pitlick. Up in behind the net, jammed around on the board. Pitlick comes up with it again. Working it to Emerson. Emerson to the Buffalo line and over. Left it there. Hosa's shot hit the base of the net on the outside. Kept in by Ottawa. Turning around Hosa. Hosa looking for an open man. Sends it down low to Emerson. Emerson knocked down behind the net. Barnes takes it away. Guides it ahead to the blue line. Not out. They kick at it again. And still trying to spear it out of there is Barnes, but it's kicked free by the Senators and dumped off into the corner. McEachran. Just a check thrown at him by McKee. Worked ahead to Holzinger. He'll roll it out of the end. Jumped right back in again, and this is a delayed offside as Schmelik comes up with the puck with 6 minutes remaining in the third period and a 2-1 Buffalo lead. Yanked off the boards to center ice and tapped right back in again by Ottawa. Woolley breaks it up and he scoops it out and heads to the bench. York for Redden. Now to Crossbow. Crossbow can't get anywhere. It's picked out of the air by Brown. Crossbow gets taken out by Ward. Ward charging after it again. Steers it into the corner. Redden and Murata collide in there. Ward trying to fish it free along the boards. They all jam in there again. Still poking at the puck. It's kicked around behind the net on the York stick. York feeds it to Alfredson. Send it back in the other direction. Now Ottawa starting to come away. Long pass through center is taken away to McKee. McKee uses the boards out at center ice. It goes off York and down the ice. And being grabbed was Grosek and no penalty called there. Now Redden gets it out to center. Ottawa coming back again and over the line to Yashin. Yashin trying to cut into a backhand shot. He tried to cross up Hasek. Fed around on the boards. Kravchuk keeping it in. Zhitnik knocks it down. Less than 5 minutes remaining in the third period. Grosek in over the line. Back to Rasmussen. Walking right in. The shot right in front of the net and it's swept away. Now cleared up the center. Here's Yashin coming back. Zhitnik trying to catch up with him. Cleared in front of the net. Tipped off into the corner. Alfredson going after it again. Kick to Rasmussen. Out to center. Grosek trying to come up with a puck as he bumps with Pitlick. Rasmussen flies in there, and now they jam again, but here's Yashin getting back in over the line. Turned around by Primo. Cleared it in front. Emerson never got his shot away. Emerson hit the back of the net. Yashin's got it in the corner. Leaving it there, Arvidsson. Arvidsson swings around. Back it comes to Pitlick. He takes the shot. Hasek knocks that away. Arvidsson keeping it in again. Arvidsson for Yashin. Trying to spin it around on the boards. Yashin got leveled by Primo. Dumped around to the other side. Pitlick gets taken out. Here's rolled out in front again. This one goes to center ice. 4 minutes remaining in the third period. Luukkonen with the puck. Waiting for his teammates to get onside. He didn't wait long enough. That's offside Ottawa. 3:53 to go in the third. 2-1 Buffalo.
Dominic Hasek checking the clock. 3 minutes 53 seconds remaining in regulation. 2-1 Buffalo. Pekka and Curtis Brown scoring for Buffalo. Ottawa getting their lone goal, Wade Redden. Pekka is on the ice again, along with Verada and Dixon Ward. But they won't be against the Yashin line, not this time. It's Hossa, who is a very dangerous player. Emerson on the right, and Radek Bonk at center. And the delay here, Wade Redden is at the Ottawa bench getting a new stick. 36 shots for Ottawa, 11 for Buffalo.
York to Redden. Redden wings one across to Emerson. He deflects it into the corner. Hasek is there to scoop it behind the net to Warner. Around on the boards. Hossa keeping it in. Hossa after it again. Got it to Bonk. Tried to jam it out in front. Here's Emerson coming up with it. He dumps it back. Hossa and Warner battling away in the corner. Up with the puck is Hossa. Hossa and Warner still going at it. Now it's left in the corner again for Bonk. Bonk turning around. McKee got in front of him, and the lumber comes up again. Pekka steals it away. Pekka up the glass. Not out. Pekka got nailed from behind by Bonk. Bonk with the puck. Pekka couldn't catch up with him. Jam back in the corner again. They battle for it along the boards. McKee can't get it. Here's Bonk trying to get his shot on. Ward didn't get it out. Ward comes up with it again. Off the glass to center to Verada. Verada chasing after the puck. It's knocked away by York. Picked up by Buffalo again. Brought right back in with Holzinger. Holzinger in. Took his shot. Right on the rebound. And Tugnutt makes the save as Primo took a hack at it. And boy, is the stick work getting bad now. As York took a swing at Primo up to the side.
Well, penalties that were being called back in the first and second period, for the most part, are not being called here in the third.
Make the right decision. Insist on Karuba collision, and Wayne Primo, who's had limited ice time tonight, makes his presence felt as he runs into Alexei Yashin. 2:52 to go on the clock in the third.
He dropped Yashin in the corner. Yashin, over the first two periods for the Ottawa Senators, at 16 minutes and 23 seconds, and he's going to be close to 24 to 25 minutes for this game, which is a lot for a forward. Now Shatan needs a new stick. 2:52 remaining. Boy, the Sabres haven't had many chances here in this third, but the chances that they've had, the two that I remember, one by Rasmussen and now just recently by Holzinger, were quality scoring chances. Senators 36 faceoff wins to 24 for Buffalo.
Ottawa controlling it from the faceoff now. Salo slips it up at center. It'll deflect and go down the ice, and Zhitnik charging after it, trying to get there first. He did. It's icing. And Deco doesn't believe it. As we look at our Noco Express Shop out-of-town scoreboard, Detroit up on Anaheim in the second period by a couple of goals. Edmonton and Dallas in the second period are scoreless. If you're wondering about the other game, San Jose at Colorado, that game has been postponed. It is not being played tonight in deference to that horrible tragedy that occurred in the state of Colorado. And that series will not begin until Saturday night in San Jose. That will be game number one. They will play the first two games in San Jose, as I understand it, the next three in Colorado, and then alternate. Here are the Senators trying to bring it out now. It's worked out through center, but that one slides back into the Buffalo end. Schmelik charging after it. Marshmallow. Oh, he lost his balance as he went behind the net. Still has the puck. Got away from a check, but it's kept in. Came out in front. Hasek makes the save on tackle. Sent away to center to Shatan. Shatan scoops it back to Brown. He drills a shot right on. Shatan took a whack at it. Kept in by Buffalo. Rasmussen dealing it around to Shatan behind the net. Shatan looking out in front, bumping with Salo. Hit around on the boards. Arvidsson starting away. Arvidsson got it up on the wing. In over the line is Kravchuk. Kravchuk trying to clear it out in front. That's knocked down, and Verada clears the zone. Less than 2 minutes left on the clock. Set up ahead by the Senators again. Dumped in over the line to the corner. McKee after it. Bumped in there by Arvidsson. Warner has the puck. He got it around on the boards. Redden can't get it. And Verada scoops it high through center ice. Ottawa's York. Tipping it across ice. Alfredson getting it in over the line to Hossa. His long shot. Hasek knocks that one down, and then he flops on it as he loses his goal stick. And a little pushing and shoving, but this will be ended in a hurry. Nipped in the bud.
Well, Dominic Hasek on that particular play just let go of his goal stick and pounced on the puck. Well, one of the problems with Buffalo in their own zone, though, is the forecheck by Ottawa has been fierce this whole hockey game. And Dominic just dropping his stick, picking it up with the blocker. But because of the speed of Ottawa on the forecheck, what has happened is Buffalo oftentimes, particularly the wingers, are going back into the zone, or they have their back to the play. And that's been a real problem for the Sabre forwards and even the defense, because Ottawa gets there so quick. And you know, you say, well, why don't the forwards hold them up and why don't they get in front of them? Well, that's a penalty. You can't do that anymore in the NHL.
Ottawa 41-15 in shots on goal. They keep it in now. It comes back to the point. It's spun across ice and out to center. 1:25 to go. Redden picks it off. 2-1. Buffalo leading. Pass to York. Oh, he overskates the puck and he left it there. And now Verada lost his stick and hustles to the bench for another one. Pekka trying to flip it ahead. Senators break it up. It's scooped up on the wing to the Buffalo line and over by Emerson. Back into the corner. Ottawa pulls the goaltender. Tupnut charges to the bench. Senators let it all hang out, trying to get the equalizer with a minute to go in regulation. Pekka trying to pick it off in the corner. They dig at it along the boards. And finally, Ward covers up in there, and now some late pushing going on in the corner. Alfredson getting involved with Zhitnik. 54 seconds remain.
And a face-off here to the left of Hasek. And it was talking about forwards having their back to the play, and there was an example of Dixon Ward as the play was coming up along the boards. And it's so difficult for a forward to handle that type of situation because you can't see, you don't know where your teammates are. And what you end up doing oftentimes is trying to bounce it off the glass of the boards, and you end up giving the puck to the opposition.
Ottawa has just called the timeout. And a very exciting hockey game here in Ottawa. We welcome all of you. You may be in hospitals in southern Ontario and western New York, and hope that you're enjoying same and that you have sunny tomorrows in your offing.
I'm sure that Lindy Ruff and the coaching staff have reviewed the face-off strategy of the Ottawa Senators when they're down a goal, and I'm certain that that's what he was bringing to the attention of the players who will go onto the ice for this face-off. And of course, Buffalo will have two centermen out there. They'll have Pekka in case he is tossed from the circle, and Curtis Brown to back him up. And not only is Curtis pretty good on face-offs, but he's also a terrific defensive player in the zone. And let's see, Pekka will take the draw against Radek Bonk. Now here we go. The net is empty. Ottawa net, 2-1 Buffalo. 54.2 seconds remaining in regulation.
Pekka winning the draw, got it into Zhitnik, but he gets taken out in the corner by Alfredson. They're still battling. Senators hold it in there. Back to Salo. Salo to Bonk. Bonk feeds it in down low. It's cleared right in front. One over top of the net. Zhitnik got it to the corner. Pekka hooks it off the boards. Down the ice, racing after it. Brown. He's got a wide open net. Can't catch up with it. Brown in behind the net. Bumped by Redden, but he's still got the puck. Stuffs it down low. 30 seconds to go. Ottawa bringing it back again. Alfredson leading the rush. Daniel Alfredson through center, dumped it in, off, of Brown, and it's fired back down the ice by Buffalo. That went off of Brown and almost caught Dominik Hasek going in the wrong direction. It's icing against Buffalo, but I don't blame them for icing the puck. 14 seconds remaining.
Well, Dominik Hasek coming out of the net to play the puck in the corner, and the puck struck Curtis Brown, changed directions, and Dominik ended up on the seat of his pants just out of the goal crease. Dominik coming out of the net, anticipating the shoot-in play, and ended up falling down, and Buffalo iced the puck, of course, for another face-off, and now I believe Sabres have called a timeout.
I'm absolutely amazed at the number of people who are getting up and leaving. Now, maybe they're just going to go out into the concourse area, and then if it goes to overtime, they'll come back and reclaim their seats. But there's been a lot of folks who have headed up the stairways here.
What a job, though. The Buffalo defense here. Alex Zhitnik and Richard Schmelik have played, for the most part, against the Alexei Yashin line and done a wonderful job. But talking to Lindy Ruff about that the other day, is mentioning Richard Schmelik. He said Richard is much more effective against big players than he is against the smaller guys, because he can get that big body of his in much better position. But Schmelik will remain on the bench for this faceoff. Jay McKee is out there. He has just been a tower of strength tonight too for Buffalo. I mean, most of this game has been played in the Sabres zone. You can imagine right now how fatigued the Buffalo defense is feeling, because they have been on the run all game, going back for the puck constantly and being taken into the boards and into the glass.
Hasek is offering encouragement to his teammates as he chats with Warner, but Pekka will face off against Gardner. Ottawa holding a healthy advantage in that department. Stuffed into the corner. It's jammed around behind the net. Hasek got in front of Redden. Here are the Senators clearing it out in front. Tipped to the blue line. Not out. Solo's shot. That's knocked out. Gunned away. And it's whipped down the ice. And this game is over. And the Buffalo Sabres own game number 1 of the best-of-7 series.
And Dominik Hasek owns the Ottawa Senators. What an absolutely incredible performance tonight by the league's most valuable player of the last 2 years. Virtually unbeatable. One shot got by him. That was in the first period on a power play. And the rest of the day, the rest of this hockey game, Dominik Hasek put up the wall and nailed it shut. Absolutely brilliant goaltending by Hasek to win this game tonight at the Corral Center. Buffalo being outshot 41-15.
Well, if cleanliness is next to godliness, Dominik Hasek is the cleanest person in this building. Another phenomenal performance by the best goaltender in the galaxy.